Don't nobody around this town give a damn about me. I've been slaving away all my life to the whip and the chain. And lately I can't help but feeling like I'm going insane. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. I just married my beautiful wife, and I can't pay the bill, and I just wanna buy her a house out in Beverly Hills. How the fuck did I not be on yet? Almost 30 years old. How the fuck did I not be so hot when a nigga this cold? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take?
Run it all alone now!
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. I've been down on my luck for some time. How the fuck you got yours when I ain't got mine?
Man, turn this shit off. This movie was great. I don't want to hear from not one of you. This movie was great. And it was fun. And it was exciting. And it was amazing. And I know I'm far away from the mic. Shut up. This movie was fun. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a cool little minute since I could just sit there comfortably and say that I watched a Spider-Man movie. But this shit was great. Great. Now, the problem is a lot of people are now putting it above other Spider-Man movies, like the infamous Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi one. And I don't know if I could say that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I will say I could hear an argument that it could be better than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. But it would have to be a strong argument. Yeah, you got to come up with a strong argument.
I haven't seen this one before. What am I reading? My foreskin is so cute. What the fuck?
Leon, I hope you're doing well, and I love your style. Oh, well, how generic of a response. Oh, what type of generic response would you like from me on that one? Would you like a thank you? Would you like a, oh, I'm doing well? Or would you like death and destruction? Because, what's today? It's Friday. In 3 days, I become 27 years old. Oh, God. I turned 27 on Monday. Woo! Yeesh. 27 years walking the earth. I'll turn 25 this year. You'll be all right. You're not dead yet. I'm closer to death than you. What can I say about this movie without spoiling it? What can I say? What could I say? Shit. Don't say shit. See, but I want to say something. I want to say something. You know what? I can say something without spoiling it. This is not a spoiler. The Punisher is absolutely now one of my favorite superheroes. Didn't expect it because I was never really into too many of these Marvel characters. But the Punisher, That version of the Punisher that they got in the MCU, I like that motherfucker. Oh, you didn't watch all these shows? No, I did. I'm not watching all of these fucking Marvel shows. I have not watched every Marvel movie. I've told you that. I haven't. I have not watched every Marvel movie. I've watched the Deadpool movies. I've watched the Spider-Man movies. I watched Captain Marvel, Iron Man 3, Infinity War and Endgame, both the Black Panther movies. I saw the fight in Civil War where Spider-Man comes into that. I think I saw like half of a minute of whichever Hulk movie that was with Thor in it. I promise you, I don't know every fucking beat of this Marvel Cinematic Universe. I really don't. I am the casual fan. I'm not. I saw somebody tweet that it would take like 300 plus hours. I don't even think that's accurate, to watch all of the Marvel movies to get prepared for Doomsday. It's like, bro, I'm not doing that. Just go ahead, give me like the watch this before you go see Doomsday video on YouTube. I'll be perfectly fine. I'll be fine. You didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy? Nope. That's the one with Batista in it, huh? That's the one with Batista in it. I mean, I bet if I did watch that, I'd probably like it because it seems like Batista's the comic relief character. What did you think of the post-credit scene? You see, I can't say anything because that's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. However, I've seen the theories about it, and there's one that makes the most sense given the next movie that's coming, and then there's another one that, I mean, maybe based on the circumstances around that entire scene as a whole, maybe, but all of that probably plays into the next Marvel movie, which is Doomsday. Fuck it, y'all speak free. Well, I'm not saying anything. I haven't said a spoiler yet. Like, MJ dies at the end of the movie, bro. Like, there's your spoiler. Like, in a moment where he thought he was gonna get this bitch's memory back, the bitch gets killed. Like, sorry. Like, if you really wanted that spoiler so much, there you go. Like, my bad. I didn't know you was so desperate for a fucking spoiler that you wanted to know that so bad. Sorry. Like, I redeemed drink water. I don't have any water, gang. Don't tell me, gang. I just lied to you. I legitimately just lied to you. I lied to you. It's a lie. I swear it's a lie. MJ is not dead. I swear. I was just aggravated because this fucker on Twitch is just like, oh, speak freely. And whenever I get aggravated around a movie, and you stupid bitches had all the time in the world yesterday to go watch the fucking movie. The movie was out yesterday. The movie was out on Wednesday. I should be saying fuck y'all. But I'm being generous because it's Spider-Man. If it's not, I'm coming for you. You're not going to do shit. All you're going to do is wait for the next time I stream and call me a bitch, and you ain't going to do nothing about it. Somebody, you know what? Somebody does get shot. Figure it out. That's real. That one's real. Someone gets shot. Could be a side character. Could be a random nobody. Could be Harry Osborn. Could be J. Jonah Jameson. Could be Eddie Brock. Now I'm just saying names. Every Marvel movie ever. Go get some. You know what? Fuck you. Fine. Oh, wait. No. I don't have to do shit. Because I had water right here. Never mind. I didn't have to do shit. It's crazy. Fucking asshole. I'm going to tell you this much, though. I'll say this only because I've watched the movie. Oh, my God, I realized that I need to start watching movies like 3 days or 4 days after they come out, or even a week, because I cannot stand children. Like, oh my God, these kids come in to the movie theater and they're kids, so you can't really do nothing about it. But oh my God, at the post-credit scene, kid loud as fuck. Is that it? Can we go? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And the fucking parent trying to shush him because there's like 40 other people in this motherfucker. This kid loud as fuck. But the movie's over. It's like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. Yeah. My theater was packed, even those awful close seats. My theater, it wasn't packed. It was just, you know what's crazy? I think it had more to do with me deciding to go at like noon. That's like when you're going to see the least amount of people, even in the summertime. See, if I would have went in the afternoon, like at like 3 or even in the evening, probably a packed house. But the fact that I went at noon, bro, they had a fucking showing today at 9 in the morning. I really could have sat in that motherfucker by myself. I said, fuck it, I'm not going to watch. I could go watch it. Matter of fact, what time it is? It's 2:00. Hold on, let me check AMC real quick. Let me see. There's an option here. There's an option here. I might go watch that motherfucker again. I might cut this fucking stream off right now. Why the fuck am I being shown like a private theater rental so I could just rent out an entire theater to fucking watch Spider-Man? That's some cop ass shit. I mean, I could wrap this stream up in like 40 minutes and go watch it at 4:00. I could. I absolutely could. Absolutely. Also, who the fuck is watching these fucking movies? I say that and the answer is me. I'm watching these movies at 10:00 in the morning. Like, I'm the one watching these movies at 10:00 in the morning. Like, you give me that early fucking screening, I'm going to see that motherfucker early. Like, I don't even know why I'm talking. This is, I can't say the joke because the joke technically counts as a spoiler. Damn it. You saw it already though? MJ reads the letter but says she doesn't love Peter because she doesn't know who he is. And at the end of the movie, Ned Leeds remembers who Peter is because they do their goofy little fucking handshake. Now, I want everybody to understand why I just spoiled 2 key details of the movie. It's because dumbass wanted to chastise me for seeing the movie a second time. Now, go have fun. Go have fun. Jean Grey is also in the movie. Jean Grey is the main antagonist. The Hulk plays absolutely no primary role except for what you saw in the trailer where that motherfucker turns into the Hulk, fights Peter, and then fucks off. And it's probably not going to be seen again till Doomsday. Now, blame Tara as to why I'm spoiling the fucking movie. You could have just left me alone. You could have just let me be excited to go watch a movie a second time. Now you motherfuckers who going to see it tonight and tomorrow, you going to see all the shit that I said, and you going to come back mad. Also, Harry Osborn is in the movie. Y'all need to start realizing to leave me the fuck alone. When I'm excited, when I'm happy, you probably shouldn't fuck with me. Because now I'm going to fuck it up for everybody else. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hello to, I can't pronounce that, Kifto. I probably just butchered that. But it's all right. Are you going to watch Doomsday, Leon? I'm going to have no concept of what's going on in that movie, but I'm going to watch it. Why wouldn't Harry be in the movie? He hasn't been in the movie at any other point. The Punisher tries to kill Jean Grey, but he ends up shooting Peter. Has everybody thinking Peter's going to die, which is one of these fucking theories that these people came up with. That ain't true. The Punisher is the comic relief of the fucking movie. Fuck it, I guess. There's no man spider. There's no man spider. Sorry. Your closest indication of that is that motherfucker realizing that he could be both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Fuck it. Leon is actually pissed and spoiling. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The only thing that is not a spoiler and is an outright lie is Harry Osborn is in the movie. That guy's nowhere in that fucking movie. And guess what? Blame Tara. I was perfectly fine sitting here having fun, just glowing about a great movie, while I got these fucking Batman fans telling me that Spider-Man is a fascist because storytelling means nothing to these motherfuckers. Good thing I saw it Wednesday. Hey, good thing I saw it yesterday. Good thing I avoided, like the plague, so many of you people on Twitter, because Twitter just let that shit rip. It got so bad, I went in and muted Spider-Man, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Tom Holland, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Zendaya, Jean Grey. I muted everything and somehow still got tweets about the fucking movie. And then as soon as I walk out the fucking theater, fucking algorithm just give me everything. I'm just like, whoa, I thought I muted all of this. I shouldn't be seeing any of it. I wish Scorpion had a bigger role. Why? Scorpion, in the eyes of Sony and Marvel, minuscule fucking character. I'm sorry. I get he's more important comics wise, but grand scheme. Bro is weak. Leon, what? Huh? You want me to Leon on you? It's like I do got this fucking screen cleaner. That'd be the closest I get. Well, excuse me for being socially inept. You are not socially inept. You are an asshole. You saw somebody enjoying their time speaking about a fun experience, and you decided to say, hey, let me be a dick. You're not socially inept. You're retarded. That's all that is. That's all that is. And the post-credit scene is nothing more than a teaser for Doomsday, where in the movie you got Ned having a fucking Spider-Man tracking app, and at the end, in the post-credit scene, the symbol for Spider-Man transitions from New York to outer space, which is either an indication that this motherfucker is in Doomsday, it's one of these other Spider-Men that we saw in the last movie, or the wildest fucking theory of the bunch, it's Miles Morales in a different universe. Like, I don't really like the Miles Morales one, just because throwing him in like that in like Marvel Cinematic Universe style, especially since the fucking other movie, the Into the Spider-Verse Part 2 comes out next year. It's like, Miles Morales would be a fun appearance. I agree. It's just like, of the three possible options, it's like, because it's either just Tom Holland Spider-Man, it's one of the other Spider-Men, either Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire or Miles Morales. Like, it's my theory too, but some people believe it might be Tobey Spider-Man. Either or, it's gonna pop the crowd. I feel like you do a little better if it popped the crowd with Tobey, because all the fucking 20 and 30 and 40-year-olds know Tobey, but you would get a reaction out of a live action Miles. Across the Spider-Verse probably gonna get delayed again if Shamik decides to keep being weird. Yeah, that'll do it. But I think the first time it got delayed because of the writer's strike, The second time was probably just because they weren't going to be able to get it done by their specific time period. If it gets delayed again, well, shit. It's still going to be well worth the wait. Because for as much as people at the time of the first Into the Spider-Verse movie came out, dismissed it because they want to have this tired fucking conversation about who's able to be Spider-Man or not, those movies are actually fucking great. Greatly animated, great story. I feel like a bunch of motherfuckers who refuse to want to enjoy life will just look at something to find anything to bitch about. Isn't Shamik the guy who keeps being weird with that one actress? It was a brief time period of him being weird. I don't think he's repeated that. And if he has, I agree with the one dude I saw on TikTok who said once this movie comes out, that motherfucker is getting exiled. It'll be a while before he gets another role as prominent as that. Because, But if I'm going to speak positively about Brand New Day, I do also have a complaint. The Hulk. Like, let's be real. I'm sitting here thinking the Hulk is about to play some large role in this movie. And other than helping Peter figure out the process of this fucking mutation he's going through, he's in the movie and out of the movie damn near like that. And it's just, man, the Hulk ain't never gonna get no real respect. Like, at all. Bro's not gonna get any type of real respect throughout this fucking franchise.
How am I supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
Like, he's genuinely not. And it's just sad to see. But it went about as exactly as everybody said it would. Like, oh, Jean Grey was going to fucking take his mind, and then she was going to fuck up, and then Rage Hulk was going to come out. It kind of went beat for beat just like that. I won't lie, and I'm only saying this because Draco is in here, and it seems like Draco has seen the movie. Draco, did you believe MJ when she kissed Peter? Because I sat in the theater and my dumb ass bought into it, and I immediately forgot how this fucking process was going on throughout this movie, and then to get faked out like that greatly upset me. It greatly fucking hurt. It hurt to see that, because it's like, damn, I just got invested. I got invested, and then they snuffed me out, and I'm like, you know what? Good job. That's a good job. The movie got me that invested in that moment, and I said, you know what? You got me. You jackasses. You got me, you got me, you stupid sons of bitches. And you know what? It's my own fault. It's my own fault for primarily being hyped around it. If I wasn't hyped around this movie, if this was just a casual movie where I was just like, oh fuck, I guess I'll go watch it. Fucked me up too when she said Peter. It like got me, because usually I'm sitting in a chair like this, like lounge back. When she said Peter, like motherfucker actually like, wait, no way. And then this bitch just start talking to Peter. I'm like, oh, Jean Grey a bitch. But even if the gimmick for now, because who's to say, maybe throughout, I don't think it'll be a factor in Doomsday, but maybe in like 3 years when the next Spider-Man movie come out, they start to build that fucking connection between him and MJ back up. Because based on the end of the movie, seems like him and Ned are about to be thick as thieves again, because they do their little dumbass handshake, and he's just like, Peter. If that's all it fucking took, like, fuck, should have dapped him up fucking months ago. I'm not gonna lie. When the trailers first came out and they started showing that this motherfucker might become Man Spider, I was so hoping to see that, just to see if the CGI would look ugly as fuck. Sometimes when you know CGI is coming, you're just hedging a bet that it might be the ugliest fucking thing ever. And I really, 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 really wanted to see how bad that CGI could fucking look. Like, genuinely. There's CGI now kind of fucking sucks. And to see a man spider just like wrecking shit. But then it would have to come down to how would you get this motherfucker to go back to normal? So it's like, okay, I understand this. I'd like that they introduced either Black Cat or Gwen into Tom's films. Well, you see, the element to that could be, well, not Gwen. I'm more so thinking of the fucking symbiote. Because if you remember, doesn't the fucking symbiote get introduced through like this Doomsday Secret War shit? So like there's if you want to try this, there's your next Spider-Man movie. Or if you want to fucking prolong that, it could be your next 2 Spider-Man movies where you could potentially build that shit up so that in that next movie, you're finally getting your Venom. Speaking of which, it's lost on me until I say it out loud. We finally got a 4th Spider-Man movie. After the 3 from Tobey, where the 4th one didn't really get too far, and after the butchering that was the Amazing Spider-Man, we finally got a fucking 4th Spider-Man movie. And it's just, oh, it's just so good. It's so fucking good. I genuinely never thought I'd live to see the day. Genuinely. I think I'm done talking about Spider-Man. I think. Is there anything else that I give a fuck about regards to Spider-Man? I talked about the Punisher being the funniest character. Oh, Spider-Man essentially is the reason why the mutants are gonna probably get fucked up when they eventually make the Mutants movie or the Mutants show, or where they dedicate real time to the X-Men. It's like, because his inhibitor directly could fuck them up. And even though it got destroyed, you can't assume, like, you can't foolishly think like these dumbasses don't have the schematics or the plans for this fucking thing after the fact. Like, because the building's not gone, these people are in hiding, so over time they're gonna probably remake these fucking things and start hunting down these fucking mutants, and that shit gonna be gas. Oh, and it seems like Jean Grey was driving to the X-Men mansion, which may lead to something funny in regards to Deadpool, which I would laugh at. But overall, Spider-Man is Oppenheimer in the mutants' eyes. Seems like it. And you know, I don't even think it wasn't even his intention. His intention was primarily for him. But the fact that it's probably going to be used against those mutants later. The director guy fled and is on the run. Yep. It's honestly, he should have killed him. Like, I know it's Spider-Man movie, and there's always going to be that thing that lets this motherfucker like stop somebody from doing the above and beyond. But come on, the above and beyond was already committed numerous times. You'd be all right. Like the above and beyond of it all has already occurred. They already fucking kidnapped a bunch of people's minds, took them for what they're worth. Now my whole thing is, how the fuck are we going to explain the Hulk?
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
How are we going to get through explaining the Hulk? Because they made a black guy the villain. Hashtag not woke of them. See, I know you're joking, but oh my God, there are so many motherfuckers who are miserable. I said I was going to go watch Odyssey and Spider-Man. I don't know why the fuck a bunch of people tried to tell me not to go watch that, because first of all, who the fuck are you people? Second, I'm going to watch what I want. I am gonna watch whatever the fuck I want that creates a little bit of enjoyment out of me. And the fucking Odyssey got a lot of enjoyment out of me. I legit just left the theater. Okay, so confirm that Harry Osborn turns into the Green Goblin in this movie and tries to kill Ned. All right, confirm that for them. Confirm that for them. Because earlier when I said Harry Osborn is in the movie, none of these fuckers believe me. So like, just go ahead, Tovarisk. Go ahead and confirm that for them, so that they could be mad that I spoiled the movie for them. Also, the Odyssey was great in the IMAX. See, I didn't see it in the IMAX 70 millimeter. They said that that was good. They said that that's how you're supposed to watch it, and I'm very upset. I'm more so just mad about the Hulk. Like I'm mad that the fucking Hulk really wasn't more. Like I'm mad that the Hulk didn't do more in the movie. I hate that they just keep putting this motherfucker in as like a sideshow character. There's only 3 cinemas in my country that show IMAX 7 millimeter. The Hulk is a throwaway. Like, I hate that. This motherfucker, I ain't gonna. Could you really say he was a throwaway character in? Well, he kind of was. He kind of was a fucking throwaway character in Endgame. And honestly, it's kind of too late. It's too late for us to get like a Hulk movie. We've gone all this time seeing this motherfucker in all these other movies. We've seen him have his fucking inner turmoil. What you've seen out of Bruce could have been at least 2 movies. Even a fucking show. But because we've seen it throughout all these years, well, fuck, what's the point of it now? There's
How
no
am my
point of
dick
it now.
supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me?
That
man?
too. Hulk movies don't have no good track record. You can sit there and have fond memories all you want, but they don't really hold up. The Hulk movies don't really hold up. So I think it kind of is better that they weave him into these other movies little by little, because a main movie are not really gonna do it. Hulk is only in the movies now for power scaling purposes. It's like, why don't I disagree with that? Because I watched this motherfucker get domed by Thanos without the stones. In this movie, this motherfucker is going toe-to-toe with Peter when, realistically, should absolutely fucking run his shit. And even with Spider-Man using, like, the shocker gauntlet, he didn't even use it. He fucking put his fist up, jumped, and got caught. And I ain't gonna lie, I believed wholeheartedly we were about to get... Going into the movie, I'll say this. I believed that at some point, the Hulk was gonna be like, wait, Peter? But that didn't happen. This motherfucker just turned into the fucking Hulk, got mad, and essentially went to try to kill him. And I'm sitting here remembering it, and it's like, why didn't he kill him? Because he's literally got him by the fucking face and throat, and this motherfucker is just begging him to not kill him, and he's just like, it's me, Peter. It's me, Peter. And the Hulk is just like, huh? And then falls out of a building. It's just like, we're not really explaining how this motherfucker got here. He kind of recognized him and then just fell off a building. Didn't really do any damage to the motherfucker. Spider-Man didn't really do any damage to this motherfucker. Couldn't get the fucking incubator on him. What the fuck were you there for? Fuck it, bro. But fuck it. But fuck it. But, like, cheeks, spread it, fuck it in the ass. What else? I ain't gonna lie. I think that's it. That's pretty much it. I said MJ finds the letter and reads it. I was trying to figure that part out too. Right. Because in the comics, this motherfucker Hulk is just like, Peter, oh, Banner forget Hulk, not me. Or Banner forget Peter, not me. It's just like, he just says he's Peter. The Hulk blinks, fucking dazes himself, and falls out of a building. And then Banner's strapped to a fucking gurney, just looking around like, did I kill anyone? Did I hurt anyone? Ah! Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we genuinely doing? How do we reach that point? Unless I'm just stupid. Like, no, I'm just as confused as you. Like, bro is literally just looking around, fucking shit up. The fondest Hulk memory I have is slapping the ass of a wax statue. All right. I will say, minor complaint, and it's minor. It's so fucking minor, and I may have to rewatch it just to find out. Did this motherfucker's suit rip at all? Like in any attack? Like I saw here, like he's bruised in the face because he takes the mask off. But does this motherfucker's suit like rip at all? Because I think in what it was, Far From Home, like there's tears. There's small tears on the back, but it's not to the effect of like Toby's. Because let me tell you something. When Toby got fucked up, Toby looked like he got fucked up. The news report saying that Bruce was in a psych ward is sad. Yep. Like, bro. Let me see. Can I find a fucking picture of Toby fucked up? I just want to see, for the sake of it, because when bro get beat up, he get beat the fuck up. This motherfucker. Now, I think at this point, Tom Holland's suit is more homemade, because like you could forgive the Iron Spider fucking suit, the other Iron Spider suit, like, cool, you could forgive those. But this motherfucker, his shit would be fucked up. It's just like, bro, can I get a little something to that effect? I need a little something. 3D printed suit or some shit. Man, fuck the fact that it's 3D printed. Why did he look in Spider-Man 2? Because he was fucked up in that movie too. It's like, look at this. Look at this. It's like bro would get religiously beat the fuck up, and you would see it in his suits, and it'd be nuts. It would genuinely be fucking nuts how we get to these fucking points. Do I want to start with the fucking quartering video? Or do I want to go here, or here? Like, there's options here. There's options for us to speak about right now. Because there's options here. Do I want to start with the quartering? Do we just rip the Band-Aid off and just watch the quartering, bro? Because it's just please no quartering. Well, it's not the quartering. Well, technically it is. It's Bearing's video about the quartering. So it's still the quartering, but it's somebody else's. Hello, Leon. Hello, creepy doll. Also, for no reason, I decided to rewatch Attack on Titan again. Still great. Because, you always rewatch some shit, you might miss something. And I don't know if it was a decision based off of the author or not, but in the book, this motherfucker Zeke has this fucking burn on his arm. It's nowhere in the anime. So I'm liable to think that it was probably a decision to scrap that. Rewatching Naruto. I've never fucking watched Naruto. Great openings though. Great music though. Never watched Naruto. I want to see the bear maul the quartering. So should we just rip that Band-Aid off first? You know what? Let's do that. Let's rip this proverbial Band-Aid off first. But in order to do that, get rid of that guy and bring in this guy. What did the quartering do this time? I don't know. I'm liable to find out. Yes, I've genuinely never watched Naruto. But Bluebird is a great opening song. I'm going to butcher this and you're going to raise an eyebrow at me. But the one where it go, Ise no se, humi kami go like, boku na, that one, that's a good one. The You Are My Friend one, that's a good one. No context to any of these motherfuckers in terms of like what's going on in the show. Good songs though. But tell me if I'm wrong. Some motherfucker named Sasuke is like a friend and then turns evil. And then, because I know Naruto has gone on for this long, he's back on the good side. How much you want to bet I'm right? Because in the fucking opening, I see this fucking guy who I know is called Sasuke, and it looks like he joined some. It's like he goes into some pool, and there's all these little ugly looking motherfuckers that I know gotta be some villains. Like I didn't know it, and you know, based off some shit like that, if enough time goes by, the motherfucker ends up going good again. I know it. I know it. I've watched too many shows to know that fucking trope. Last thing I'll say about Spider-Man, for some reason on my Instagram and Twitter feeds, there are people that didn't like hearing a Bad Bunny song in Spider-Man. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Didn't even know a Bad Bunny song was playing. I was just watching the movie. I don't know what to tell you, motherfuckers.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
I have not watched the One Piece anime. I was about to start watching it, but then I had somebody tell me just wait for, I guess, the remaster to come out, which apparently starts coming out next year. Fuck, I guess. I guess. If that makes enough of a fucking difference, maybe. But let's peruse through the quartering. Let's find out what he's done.
All these people that called themselves my friends, some of these people I had been, in my opinion, friends with for over 10 years. And for the most part, the first chance
You're not owed loyalty once you start screwing things up, big guy. I don't understand why you don't get this. Why are you confused about this process? Why are you lost on this process, sir? This is not how any of this works. You are not owed friendship. Leon's new model? Well, this one isn't new. This is just new to you. I will bring out the sock again, but not now.
could get to make a buck off me in a time when it was popular to do so. That's exactly what they did. I could do a 2-hour video and lay out just how much of a piece of garbage just about everybody I've worked with.
Then do it, pussy. Aren't you this is the same guy who told everybody, hey, all these conservative women, they're making fun of me in group chats, and I can't wait to expose them one day. Still hasn't done it.
Okay, old bite. He's talking about me in a very passive-aggressive, womanly fashion. So the quartering drama continues. Now, I've only made one video about this whole thing. I've largely stayed out. I've kind of lost interest. I couldn't really give a fuck. The guy fucked up, and he's getting his licks. Surprise, a fucking prize. Now, if you've got no idea what I'm talking about, you should watch this video. I think I did a pretty good job breaking down, like, the initial drama. Now, since then, the only major thing that's happened from my point of view is he sneakily deleted a podcast I did with him and Count Dankula. He did it to try and kind of reduce the heat he was getting, I suppose. But 7 or 8 years of this podcast, right, just down the drain, just deleted. But he tried to blame me for it for some reason. Like, he was saying, oh, thanks, Barry, good friend. We've obviously been false flagged, and this is your fault. Good friend, Bearing. Like a pussy. And that's going to be the theme of this video. The quartering. He's kind of a massive pussy. He's a passive-aggressive, massive pussy. Now,
But we know that already. We know that gimmick. What's something of substance now? The coffee's been the drizzling shits. His reputation online is of the drizzling shits. He's trying to, in whatever audience that still believes in him, make them believe that everyone else has gone woke, when in fact it's the opposite. Because even though it's hypocritical, a lot of these people, a lot of these people pretend that they're free speech absolutists and all they care about is free speech. But in reality, these motherfuckers just want people to only say things that they agree with. Because the minute let a motherfucker come out and be like, hey, I'm trans. Take that motherfucker's right to speak away. That's all it ever is. That's all these motherfuckers do. And it's just like, bro, are you about free speech or do you just want motherfuckers to say what you believe? Like, you can pick one, and it's more respectable when you do. For example, I'm not pro free speech. I get so sick of hearing the dumb shit I hear. If I was running this country, 40 years in the fucking hole. And everybody who watches me knows. Life sentence if you're a fan of the football team New Orleans Saints.
I'm not going to relitigate the whole thing in this video. Like I said, watch my previous video to get caught up on the whole situation. But Jeremy recently had some words to say about me. So I think a response is appropriate. Let's have a look. Let's go!
All these people that called themselves my friends, some of these people I had been, in my opinion, friends with for over 10 years. Talked to, knew their families, you know, celebrated the birth of their kids.
Now he's talking.
What does that mean? Like, that... I'm sorry, but you knowing these people and having these intricate moments, that's not a blood oath. If people have standards, morals, ethics, beliefs that they hold strong, they're not going to be excused because TheQuartering is here.
About me here, there's no doubt about it. Friends for 10 years, knew their family, he knows my wife, he's spoken to my wife, celebrated the birth of their kid, that's me. And later he goes on to say, oh, just to make a single video, you know, to profit off my downfall. That's fucking me. That's me. He's just too much of a pussy to say it's me. But let's talk about the celebrating of the birth of their kids thing for a sec, Jeremy. Remember this clip?
Look, I mean, I've been open, like I'm 42, like I'm not necessarily out of time, but like, it's something you think about when you get older. And,
having kids is fucking great, though. It's fucking great.
Well, give me one of yours.
Thanks for rubbing it in your face.
I thought we were friends. You have two. You only need one.
My oldest one's autistic, but she's like Rain Man autistic. It's fucking
I
great.
love it. You're going to be rich one day. She's going to invent like an app or something.
Like that's the thing is that she's like smart as fuck autistic, and she did something scary the other day. She talks and sings and speaks all the fucking time, like constantly. Yeah. But she doesn't verbally communicate. She physically, she'll take your hand and lead you somewhere and everything, right? Yeah. However, we've recently figured out that she understands every single fucking thing that we're saying and knows what we're saying. And it's terrifying. Like we've even had like staff at the speech and language clinic going, she.
Imagine I banter, I ramble on this fucking stream. Imagine the conservative fucking podcast where you're there for the news and the introspection on the day, and you get a bumbling fat fuck, a housewife, a strumpet, and someone who's British, and they're talking about how there's autistic children and it's a struggle to raise them, and a motherfucker who's infertile. Like, how is it and when did you motherfuckers dedicate so much time to believing that this was your alternative new media? Disgusting.
Knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, your daughter was asking about what double penetration was. I don't.
Huh? Now look, the crash joke could always be made, but a crash joke needs to be made about other people who are in the room. I'm not making a reference, light, even a passing mention about somebody's daughter, I guess, wanting to know about double penetration.
We don't know where he got that.
I mean, you can hear those chicks audibly gasp.
Where he got that.
So let's just break down what just happened. Dankula, Jeremy's dear friend of 10 years. And by the way, Dankula's going to fucking hate. I mean, he's probably going to hate that I've brought him up here. He doesn't like drama, but I'm sure he'll forgive me. Please forgive me, Dank. But Dankula is describing how proud he is of his non-verbal autistic daughter for making the progress that she's made. And you can see it on Dankula's face. He's so fucking proud. His face lights up when he's describing this. And I know the feeling. I can relate. I've never told anyone on the internet this except for Dankula. I mean, there's never been a reason to. But when Dankula describes his daughter, he could be describing my daughter. My daughter is autistic. ASD level 3, mostly non-verbal. She's incredibly smart and outgoing and one of the happiest kids you'll ever meet. So yeah, ASD level 3, mostly non-verbal. She's 6 years old. She's in intensive speech therapy and occupational therapy, and she's making really good progress. And when
that's good. Good. We love when the children develop.
you have a kid that faces
Just don't turn into a school shooter.
Challenges like that. When they make progress, when they make some progress, you are honestly, like it's indescribable, the fucking pride that you feel. And that's what you can see on Dankula's face. Like, as I said, my daughter is 6 years old. She's probably got the verbal capabilities of like a 3-year-old, say a 3.5-year-old. She just started saying, I love you, daddy, in the last like year. You know what I mean? So when they make these steps, it's such a good moment. And he's portraying this pride to his dear friend of 10 years. And what does Jeremy fucking say? Oh, she was asking me about double penetration. You realize you're a fucking prick, right? Like if one of my friends said that to my face, they'd probably get a fucking backhander. Now let me just clarify. I think what Jeremy was trying to do is he was trying to be funny. See, on the TISM podcast, the podcast that Jeremy deleted, when my daughter was born, I think the chat sort of had a running joke of, let's start the 18-year countdown. It was a fucking skeezy internet joke. And it was something you'd expect from a fucking live chat, you know what I mean? And so that sort of became a joke. When Dankula's kids were born, the joke came up again. And so Jeremy was trying to sort of do that. But there's a big fucking difference between randos on the internet saying, oh, 18-year-old fucking countdown, and your dear friend of 10 years saying, oh, she was telling me about double penetration after he was telling you about how proud he was of the progress she'd made. Now,
I ain't gonna lie. You're supposed to like hit the ground running with a joke, but the fact that it went the double penetration route, you went the double penetration route on an autistic child. The fuck is wrong with you?
I kind of laughed this whole thing off because he was being a polite guest. He didn't want to make waves. I kind of understand that. But like I said, Jeremy, if you were my friend and you were in front of me and you said something like that, back of my fucking hand. I mean, this incident was even written about by Luther Morgan in his book, The Lolcow Book. There's a whole fucking page on it. By the way, check out Amazon. I think it's on Amazon. It's a good read. But this has been published, Jeremy. My point is, you don't know our families. You're not close with us like that. Or me and my family at the very least. You're a fucking prick. Let's continue.
And for the most part, the first chance they could get to make a buck off me in a time when it was popular to do so, that's exactly what they did. And, hey, Baba. Hucky, don't knock that over. But I mean, you could just say nothing, too, during times of tumultuous stuff.
Yeah, I could have said nothing, but that would make me a massive hypocrite, wouldn't it, Jeremy? See, when Matt Jarbo flagged down all those motherfuckers, we all said something. That's shithouse behaviour. Now, you fucked up. No, wait, that's not even the right wording. You were intentionally and arrogantly malicious. You tried to
I mean, Jeremy did hit on a mom and a daughter a while back. Didn't he get banned from a festival? And then later tried to play it off like, oh, I'm going to that festival. And then somebody had to email these people to ask them point blank, hey, this guy's saying that he's bought a ticket and he's showing up. And then they had to verify by name and record that this motherfucker is not allowed to show up here. Because why in the blue hell would you live stream yourself bragging about wanting to fuck a mother while she's holding her child? There's limits to the stupid shit, and it seems like that dumbass doesn't understand it.
Destroy the livelihoods of people. You tried to destroy someone's YouTube channel, and what me and a few other people you called friends did is simply police our own.
I would be completely fine with all of everything that's going on, even though we may disagree on certain things. If they would police their own, there are lots of problems in each community, and nobody ever really wants to seem to police their own. They have shown that they won't police their own. So rather than police their own, they don't.
This that subhuman shit I be talking about. It's good for the goose, but not for the gander. It's rules for thee, but not for me. I can tell you to do something, but when you tell me to do it, remember, you have people like this who are, quote unquote, the new conservatives, who will tell you all the time about these leftists, how evil they are, how they always hunting down kids. And it just so happened you got somebody who had to be dragged kicking and screaming to change the rules of a Discord server because she didn't want to acknowledge that she's running a Discord server that had people sending lewd thigh highs to children. And when you police these people, they give you every excuse in the book. When you criticize these people, they take it as a personal attack. When you somehow point out a problem, they find it as you're the issue making up things. Yes, I'm talking about Leaflet. Like, I'm sorry. That's shit that I don't let people forget. Like, I'm sorry. There was no acknowledging or accepting. It was just, hey, I'm going to change this quietly. Please don't fucking blow my spot up. It's just like, no, you're a piece of shit. You're all scummy. You motherfucker, you got this motherfucker. I'm free speech. Or free speech this, free speech that. Oh, taking people's channels down is crazy. Taking people's channels, falsely doing it is crazy. And then he did it, and now he's mad everybody's still on his ass about it. Asshole was so confident in his own stupidity, he set a deadline to think, hey, this is all going to be over. And it's still going on for him. It's still going on. I never considered TheQuartering as a conservative. I considered him a mundane Matt. You see, the problem is he marketed himself as a conservative. He was selling things as a conservative. The liberal tears. Oh, this woke is dead. Woke this, woke that, woke this. Selling MAGA cookbooks. He for so long marketed himself as a conservative. Who's mundane Matt? I have no idea. But up until recently, apparently, I was never a conservative. I was always a what they call it? What they call it? Oh, I was always in the middle. I was a fence sitter. It's like, what? You've never been that, buddy. You were never that. That's what's happening to Birdman as well. Harmful Opinions, the guy who exposed Leaflet made a video about it, recommended it. Am I going to have to watch this fucking Birdman video? Is that how we're doing this? Am I going to have to end up watching this Birdman video? Because last stream I did not give a fuck because I didn't know. Am I going to have to watch this? Because correct me if I'm wrong. What I am aware of in terms of the Birdman drama is him apparently doxing somebody who he thought was another YouTuber, but it turns out it was a fucking cancer patient. And he's just like, oh. You doing okay, Leon? I saw all these white people in the chat and wanted to make sure that you were okay. Oh, no. Hey, keep an eye on me. Hey, keep an eye on me. You know, they might grab me by my balls and put some mayonnaise on me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got overly mad about that fucking. I made the slightest fucking joke about white people sacrificing individuals to praise the almighty mayonnaise, and somebody got overly mad about that. And it's just like, bro, bend over and blow it out your ass. If you can't fucking laugh at some shit, I can't. This is not the place for you. Sorry, I'm not about to dedicate time to just sit in. Hi, everyone. Today's news is something about a transgender. Oh, and I also have black fatigue. No! Sorry, I gotta have a little poppin' circumstance. Was the joke involving K-Huck? No. I mean, I could make that joke towards K-Huck. Matter of fact, I'm gonna DM K-Huck right now, and I'm gonna just ask K-Huck. I'm gonna just ask K-Huck. Oh, K-Huck. I'm about to word this so poorly. I have a question about your people. Did we drink water? Oh my God, you people are pedophiles. Why do you want me to do this? So that's a no, now a yes? Mm-hmm. It's about to be a yes. It's about to be a yes. Do you sacrifice people to praise the almighty mayonnaise? I ain't gonna lie. Bet you anything, K-Huck is gonna respond to this by saying, what the fuck? I guarantee you, knowing K-Huck is going to respond, what the fuck?
Police their own, meaning they don't get bad faith actors out of their groups. I wish they would police their own a little bit more. What has to happen is they have to police their own.
And if I wanted to make a buck off you, Jeremy, I would have made a lot more than one video or two now. I could have made a lot of money off you. Look at people like Luther Morgan. Look at people like Don Flurgandy. Those guys have started what could be very lucrative YouTube careers off your downfall. And fucking power to them. You did the same thing with Brie Larson, for fuck's sake. But I don't know if it's just like pulling up the ladder sort of thing. But like I said, you've become arrogant and a prick. I was thinking about it just after all this happened, right? And I think your fucking problem is that you've developed what I call media company syndrome. See, you had a YouTube channel and you got very successful. You got like 1 million subscribers. You got 2 million subscribers. You got a fuckload of views. And all of that happened because you were relatable. See, a lot of people post...
No. No. No, 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 no. Fuck no. No. Call it what it actually is. Call it what it actually is. Buddy was hitting the algorithm talking about relevant topics at that point in time. Let us all possibly be fucking for real for a moment. He hit the ground running on the algorithm perfectly. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's zero wrong with hitting the algorithm perfectly to suit your own fucking needs of wanting to garner content creation status. But what the fuck's so relatable about that? What do you have, for example, me? What do you have to relate to me? I just talk about dumb shit I see online. What, the fucking bold and brash in the background? The quartering was never on my algorithm. I'm sorry I've punished you for even knowing about this individual. Writing the algorithm schlong all night long. And guess what? That's what every content creator does. Every content creator rides the algorithm wave as best they can. K-Hug has responded, and I quote, I came for the air fryer. You're gonna have to fucking kill me to get my air fryer, bitch. You hear me? You're gonna have to fucking end me to get my air fryer, you stupid fuck. I will not allow my air fryer in the hands of you fucking degenerates. Do you understand me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down, boy? Never in my dying days. Never in my dying days. K-Huck has responded, that I'm aware of? No. Oh my God, what the hell kind of question is that? Well, people wanted to know. The people wanted to know. The people wanted, I said it in all caps, the people wanted to know about the whites and their rituals.
Quartering drama. Ask me.
Can I get the Scout Regiment cloak? No.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
That was a Christmas gift. No one touches that. No one.
What did anyone ever fucking see in Jeremy? And the answer is, you were relatable. You were just a fat guy from fucking Wisconsin. You played with cards, you bitched about movies, that sort of thing. You're just some guy in his spare bedroom talking shit. Just like the rest of us. Just like the Keno Casino. Just like Yellow Flash. Just like Camelot. And you're still just a prick in his spare bedroom talking shit into a microphone. But you've kind of developed this belief that you're like a media company now. You've got all this stuff. You're a big important motherfucker. Now, there's nothing wrong with having stuff. There's nothing wrong with having editors and that sort of shit. But you became so big and so arrogant and so media company brained that you thought your shit didn't stink. And it very much does fucking stink. That's why you thought you could silence people who were being mean to you on the internet. But if people wanted to watch a media company like Fox News, then they'd watch Fox News. People tune into YouTube, for the most part, to watch a motherfucker with a microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom. And as a fellow motherfucker with a microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom, I am going to call you out and tell you the truth.
They're not your friend if they're not willing to call out bad behavior. That's what real friends do. Real friends don't expect their other friends to be in lockstep with them. Real friends will actually address the problem instead of begging for motherfuckers to just go along with the lie. Interrupt you when you're making a mistake. Join a community of people that wants you there.
Real friends, oh God. I ain't gonna lie, whether if it's the quartering or anybody, if you pay monthly to sit in a Discord server, you deserve to be castrated. You definitely deserve it.
And we'll tell you the truth as they see it. Not act like a spoiled brat.
Let's continue.
I'm not talking about my viewer.
K-Huck has responded, the only ritual I have is to live. Okay. Okay, buddy.
But I'm talking about other content creators who are all snakes. I could do a 2-hour video and lay out just how much of a piece of garbage just about everybody I've worked with is.
Well, then why don't you fucking do it? Stop being a pussy. For fuck's sake.
I say you should do it. Have the balls to call out people who snaked you, and let's see how far these reactions go. Let's see if you're truly dedicated to this gimmick of calling motherfuckers out. Because he does this like every couple of months. He gets in some shit. He's like, all these people are talking about me, but you don't know that I can expose you. I can leak all your information. Then do it! Put your dick on the wall and start rubbing it in.
Got this mentality that like everyone snaked you. I didn't snake you, I came to you privately. Before I made that initial video, I came to you and I said, what the fuck is going on here? Care to explain? And you lied to me. All you did was fucking lie to me. I even told you I was going to address it. I told you I was going to make a video. And after the fact, I'm some massive asshole. I didn't do anything I didn't tell you I was going to do. Stop being a bitch. If you've got dirt on people and you want to get revenge, then fucking do it. Reveal all. I don't give a shit. Because I, for the most part, am not a prick. And whatever you release is going to show that. Jeremy, do you hang out with many men? Like, do you have real friends in real life who are men? Because what you're...
Not really, because look what he's hanging around. Some bright-colored twink and what looks to be a struggling housewife. These people are not the beacons of mental stability when it comes to friendship and accountability.
What you're doing right now is very female-coded. Like, I haven't thought about this shit for fucking months. And all of a sudden you pop back up having a subtle passive-aggressive crack at something that was like a moment months ago. It just seems like very womanly behavior, like someone who probably wouldn't get along with men. Like, I tell my mates the truth all the time. It's what blokes do. It's a thing. A disagreement isn't the end of the world. It doesn't mean I want you to die or something. I don't think you like being told the truth. And I think there's proof. See, Luke started telling you the truth, and all of a sudden, miraculously, mysteriously, Luke's off the fucking show.
I respect people's time, and I don't want to bullcrap them. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to tell you stuff that isn't going to come out to be true just because it makes you feel good. Like, a real friend tells you the truth, right? Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. No. A real friend just keeps quiet and just does the gimmick with you and all that good shit.
A real friend tells you the hard stuff that you're not wanting to hear. They're going to tell you, put that soda down. You know, they're going to tell you, like, hey, you got to take care of yourself, right? So I prefer those people in my life. If you just want a show just to, like, be entertained and, like, you know, be lied to and told sweet little nothings, I mean, you know, you're also a person that probably believes that strippers really like you, too.
Yeah, so I reckon that moment...
But the strippers really do like me, especially when I give them a bunch of the ones. They don't really like me when I throw pennies at them, but... they're whores. They should just pick up the pennies anyway.
Right there is why Luke's gone. I mean, he's gone because of money troubles, but, you know, he had to pick one. And Luke was his least favorite because he told him the truth. And he's not a fuck.
This is the 5th time I've heard I keep dirt on people in case they backstab me. And then, like, the dirt amounts to nothing because if it was significant, it would be given to, oh, I don't know, the police. That's like me saying, oh, I have dirt on Chris the Narc. And it's that he watches anime after spending so much time calling his fucking fans who watch him losers for watching anime. You see how nothing matters in that statement? Like, you hear how nothing I just said matters? Woo.
Yes man like Melanie Mack. Like, literally, she's a yes man or a yes woman. All she does is say, yeah, that's good, Jeremy.
It was just that one day, and I think it might have been that I just hadn't eaten anything, and then I ended up getting anxiety about it, which made it worse. And but other than that, that was over a week ago now. So this week has been good. I survived a bachelor party. I did have a few of the ladies' White Claws.
She's an annoying woman who turns up because you pay her $500 a fucking episode or something. I mean, Luke really hit the nail on the head with the thinking strippers like you thing. It's basically what's going on. Now, there was also this little number about a month ago. I saw a clip on Twitter. I thought, that's fucking me. He's talking about me. I couldn't be fucked responding, but we're here now. Let's do it.
Now, you could talk about certain quote-unquote internet friends that I thought I had over the years that...
Oh, my God. You're just a jaded lover. That's really what this is? A jaded lover who was desperate for a bunch of people to run around him and think, oh, because he had what? How many he got? Like 2 million subs? Oh, I got this amount, so clearly I'm respected. Clearly I'm the one who is the leader in all of this. No, you stupid guy. You're just a YouTuber. You had connections and friendships with people who have more of a moral code than you do. Especially in that conservative, woke, all the time base. Those motherfuckers are not going to stomach having somebody around who's the complete opposite of what it is they believe in. Say what you want about them motherfuckers, but they are going to cut bait if somebody doing some shit that they don't align with and getting people's channels taken. Lying about it, trying to distract. They're not going to sink in the ship with you. They're going on their own life raft. Some of them are going to go to a completely different boat. And the fact, I saw a clip of this dude, I think 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago. He was talking about the redhead bitch, what her name is, Chrissy, and how, oh, I was told that she wasn't fired. Like, first of all, she wasn't getting paid. She wasn't getting paid money. The payment was in the exposure. But because a lot of these motherfuckers have the entertainment value of a fucking pigeon getting killed. None of these people could stand the test of time. And when you put pressure on them, you think they'd have the ability to turn into a diamond, but instead they turn into shit. They're bad at this. They're bad at navigating conflict. They're bad at damage control. They're better being in the background of a large group, because when you put them at the front of the stage, they shake in their boots. Shiver me timbers. And right now, even this guy on the screen has spent so much time, not in the background, but more so on the side. And he's garnered a lot of attention on the side, but now the light's on him. And he's not being able to handle it. He's trying so hard to get the light to go somewhere else, but it ain't working. It's genuinely not working. And when you get a look at it, when you get a look at it.
We're willing to turn on you for 100.
Shut up! You could tell the fever around the quartering has died off. You could tell. Because he's just trying real fucking hard. And it ain't fucking working. He's trying real hard to get people in tune. And it ain't fucking working. He's in the cuck chair right now. I forgot that there was an entire gimmick around this dude in this cuck chair. I forgot. I genuinely forgot. Now, what's this about the Birdman? Who do I watch for the Birdman? Oh, you said harmful opinions. The Birdman's minor Discord mod, the Birdman's deranged Discord defense. I feel like, there's not another one? I thought there'd be a third one of this. What the fuck? No more skitty bitty videos. Hey kid, I dreamed about. What? What? Like what? What the fuck? What type of title is this? What is this? What are your thoughts about the Officer Tatum? What are your thoughts about the Officer Tatum saying Sean Grayson got convicted because he's white? The video title starts with D.L. Hughley and the timestamp is 1934. Well, first of all, throwing me into the middle of conflict between, of all people, Officer Tatum and D.L. Hughley, not smart. Second, probably, maybe, depending on whoever the fuck Sean Grayson is, there's probably more there instead of it just being him being white. Third, it's probably a good time to bring this up, and I will eventually bring this up again once we get a full look at that medical examiner's autopsy. I do not think it was smart for the Officer Tatum to get on his platform and make the subtle implication that there was drugs in Nolan Wells' system. Alcohol is different from drugs. There's the possibility that autopsy comes back, and that toxicology, more importantly, comes back, and they find alcohol in his system. Because that's a likely outcome. Now, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But for Officer Tatum and various others to bring in drug use and doing the same thing the TikTokers are doing by claiming, I've heard from source, you're playing such a dangerous game. You're playing such a dangerous game. Sean Grayson is the cop that killed Sonya Massey. No! That dude is not in jail because he's white. He's in jail because he killed that woman. Hey, thank you for reminding me who that is. No. Now I gotta watch it. What did you say this was? It's this D.L. Hughley video, and it's at 19 minutes. Yeah. Nolan Wells' family calls me out. You say this is D.L. Hughley video.
3 scenarios, didn't he?
So animated. 19. You said 19 minutes.
When they talk to the police. This is why y'all ain't never gonna make it in life, man. This is why these people ain't never gonna make it, bro. Like.
Isn't didn't DL Hughley already make it?
The only reason I don't totally think black people are completely a lost cause because I grew up around black people. I got black people in my family whom I love. So I have justified. You can't throw boiling water on a police officer and not get shot.
Hold on. I went too far ahead. Back it up.
Sir, who failed at football and was a mediocre cop all of a sudden knows more than that? I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. But I do know this. You said that a young woman with a pot of water acted so suspiciously that she should be shot by cops.
I think that this is justified, but it could have been avoided, but still justified. You can't throw boiling water on a police officer and not get shot.
Reminder. This woman clearly was going through some type of a fucking mental episode and was given permission to go towards that pot to remove it. And somehow the wires got crossed to where she's looking at the cop and she says, "I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Now look, whether you believe in God or not, that's on you. But for the longest time, I've been told that cops are trained to de-escalate certain scenarios. On what planet, because I still never got a fucking answer from anybody on this one, on what planet does saying "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus" require you to pull out your gun and point it? Y'all like trying real hard glossing over that. But that dude pulled his gun out for that. For that. She was casting a spell. Oh.
But you don't think people that want to vote with somebody in proximity to somebody, and that person comes that day acting so suspicious, they should be questioned?
Hold on. They were questioned, stupid. They talk to the police. This is why y'all ain't never gonna make it in life, man. This is why these people ain't never gonna make it, bro. Like, the only reason I don't totally think black people are completely a lost cause because I grew up around black people. I got black people in my family whom I love. So I have experience with black people who are not completely retarded. But when you look at these people, and I see why white people are sick of y'all. Because
nigga, you too. Saying Satan knew she had to go is probably the most fucked up thing you've ever said in my chat. I just want you to know that. But nigga, they hate you too. You're not exempt. You're just used as the puppet. But the literal millisecond, just say a bunch of shit a bunch of these motherfuckers who would disagree with, you're gonna be on your ass.
If you ain't never met reasonable white people, black people, and you listen to these fools all day, you gotta think black people has gotta be the dumbest people on planet Earth. You have to be biased looking at the stupidity. You
son of a bitch, I wanted to watch the movie, goddamn it, now I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning of the stream, have a mediocre day. Before you go, I recommend you don't go back to the beginning of the stream, because I spoiled the fuck out of that movie. I recommend you don't, but hey, that's your choice.
You think a woman who throwing a hot boiling water on somebody should get shot?
Where do I skip? I ain't gonna lie. Was we talking about the fucking Spider-Man movie for about 40 fucking minutes? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We was probably talking about that shit for 40 minutes. So place your bet.
Called Deadly Force.
Spoiler, Spider-Man is in the movie.
I don't think she should get shot because she's black. I think she gets shot because it's according to the law. If you're in fear of serious bodily injury or death, which boiling water can cause, then a cop can shoot you. And the only reason this cop got in trouble because he white.
We need to kill him. We need to get him out of here. He's unstable.
He got in trouble and was sent to jail. He got sent to jail because he shot and killed women. What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? Oh my God. Why did you want me to watch this shit? Why? Why did you want me to watch this shit?
And they want to make an example out of this cop.
Why? Why are you making me watch this shit? This fucking idiot is stupid.
And he wasn't.
Are we sure Tatum is right in the head? No, this is the same dude who like 2 years ago told you that a man was justified in shooting his wife or ex-wife because she kept talking and she didn't shut her mouth. This is the same guy.
Stewhead by the stuff he said before he ended up having to shoot her, which put him in a position where they will argue that he instigated it. But she
Hold on, back up. What did you say?
Can shoot you. And the only reason this cop got in trouble because he white. And they want to make an example out of this cop. And he was a stewhead by the stuff he said before he ended up having to shoot her, which put him in a position where they will argue that he instigated it.
I mean, if you pull out the gun, you've taken a situation that's probably at a 2, maybe a 3, and blew it up to a 10. And that's your responsibility.
What she do, boiling water at the cops? Go throw boiling water at cops today and see if you don't get smoked and they let you out. And they let the cop out. Let a black cop shoot you after you throw boiling water on him. He ain't going to jail.
Or maybe, and this is just my pie in the sky idea. Yeah, a groundbreaking idea I'm about to tell y'all. Taser, 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 taser. Now, I know I still get shit on for saying the taser thing in reference to a woman who's behind a closed door, but they are in the same room. They are all in the same room with each other. Why was the immediate response to "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus" pulling out a gun? You could have tased this motherfucker, and at worst, people would have just been saying you were overly aggressive. But now people will call you what you are, a murderer. Like, hello, is it me you're looking for?
I don't understand these people, man. They at least should be investigated. Can you do any research, man? Can you do any level work? They clearly already got interviewed. The police interviewed 60 people.
And that is true. That is true. I don't know why people still, about to be a month later, are carrying the lie that this dude was found dead and everybody just went home. No. Like, I'm sorry that you as a true crime nut want everything to be live streamed in front of your face, but that's not how this works.
All right, super chat.
Super chat? Man, motherfucker, we done.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
I'm not doing taser training videos, but I do appreciate the bits you've given so far. I need something to watch while I play Stardew. I should delete this stream just because you told me you're going to play Stardew Valley. Like, he's also not dodging the bootlegging allegations. The thing, what I've hated so much about this Nolan Wells case is the dedication that people have into refusing to accept what could come out. The autopsy apparently is done and is in the hands of the district attorney, which is then probably going to be passed off either to the family or to the grand jury. Be prepared to see a lot of motherfuckers not accepting those results, thinking that it's all a sham, saying that they fabricated some shit. Because it would be difficult. Now, see, the family not accepting it, I could understand because that's their child. That's their child. Like, it'll be difficult for you to grasp the reality of your child no longer being here. That's why throughout all of this, I'm not interested in bad-mouthing this family. They're trying to find some fucking answers so that they could get closure because their son is gone. Like, their son is gone. They're grasping at shit to find something. And that's why I tell y'all this all the time. I hope this shit ends up being true. Because if it is, it's a larger conversation where motherfuckers are doing heinous shit and thinking that they could get away with it. But if it ends up being wrong, y'all drag this family through a lot of emotional fucking stress for nothing. For nothing. And then what? You prance on to the next one. That's the sick part. That's the sick part. That genuinely is the sickest part of it all. No one wins in the end. We just move on to the next story. Ding, 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 ding. And what makes it worse is these people will move on to the next story. Let's live in pie in the, as of now, right now, let's live in pie in the skyland. If somehow, some way, it comes back that somebody killed this dude and they did their best to cover it up, these motherfuckers will genuinely sit here and say that they solved the case. They will take the credit that they don't deserve for something that they played no part in. Meanwhile, if it comes back that no, this dude, water in his fucking lungs, no fucking stress, no burns, none of this shit, these motherfuckers will indeed drop that dead body and go to the next thing. Because they've done it every single fucking time. They've done it every single fucking time. To the point where it's like, well, fuck it, fuck the body. It gets to a point where you look at the shit and you just be like, well, fuck, if y'all don't care, why should I care? You know what's crazy? They tried to compound like 4 different ones in the span of a week, but couldn't keep up with it. How do I bring what's currently sitting in front of my face to your attention? Like, how do I do that? How would I be able to...
You're all alone now!
I appreciate the gift itself. How would I be able, like, what I'm currently looking at on the screen, on this separate monitor, how would I be able to segue into this? Like, it'd be next to impossible. Not only would they take the credit, they would also insinuate that the investigators were not doing their best. I need this. No, I don't. I don't need that. I don't need that. Just throw us in the deep end. I don't want to throw you in the deep end. What I want to do is highlight a problem. What I want to do is highlight a problem, and it's a problem that has existed for a long time that needs to be addressed. When people are not satisfied with their fan fiction and the amount of effort they spent in dancing with a dead body to get people entertained and to get people riled up just for time to go by, and we don't get the desired conclusion that we wanted from our fan fiction, they put the body down and move on to the next person. And it's an issue that I've had for years, but it was amplified to a stupid degree with Trey Reed, because right now there are some individuals who will weave Trey Reed's name into the conversation as it pertains to Nolan Wells. And if you remember, Trey Reed no longer on this earth, and last we heard from the people we're supposed to trust Organs were stolen. They were celebrating 100 years at being at a white institution. Clearly, the only way they could celebrate is by killing a black guy. And we sat here for months listening to these people talking about this stupid thing, that stupid thing, and a third stupid thing. And it ultimately was left in the hands of Colin Kaepernick's organization in the hopes that the independent autopsy would bring back some type of information to show foul play in any regard. But last we heard officially about this independent autopsy was in April, where the family said they never really got anything back. And I necessarily thought it could be a scenario of maybe they'll get it and they won't release it to the public. Well, it doesn't seem to be that case. Trey Reed's family says Crump never shared the final independent autopsy results and stopped responding. Nearly a year after a group of Delta State University football players found 21 Nearly a year after a group of Delta State University football players found 21-year-old student Trey Reed hanging from a tree on campus, his family says that the attorney who vowed a full investigation in the early days has not spoken to them in 7 months. He also never gave them the final results of the independent autopsy he promised. The discovery of a young black man hanging from a tree on September 15th of 2025 made national news, raising the specter of Mississippi's history of racist lynchings. Ben Crump, a nationally renowned civil rights lawyer who helped secure a $27 million settlement for the family of George Floyd, came to the family's aid and cast doubt on the state's autopsy official ruling that Reed's death was a suicide. He helped the family secure an independent autopsy with the funding from former NFL athlete Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights Camp Autopsy Initiative. Trey's death evoked the collective memory of a community that has suffered a historic wound over many, many years and many, many deaths. Crump said in a statement on September 19th, "Peace will come only by getting to the truth. We thank Colin Kaepernick for supporting this grieving family and the cause of justice and truth." But more than 10 months later, Reed's family members say that they feel they've been abandoned by the advocates who pledged to stand at their side. And that right there is my fucking problem. All you people danced with that young man's body. You played with it. You flicked its nipple. You sat there and wanted to put on a show about everybody in Mississippi. There's problems in Mississippi. Don't you get it confused. But the fact that people took this young man and created story after story after story after story, dismissing the entire possible concept of mental health and how there are people out there who are not right in the head who think the best course of action is to take themselves out of the picture. Oh, but a black man would never do. You don't get to speak on how anybody is thinking up here and how they may think about themselves so minuscule that the best course of action is to peace out. When you do that, you disrespect the conversation around mental health. When you do that, you let it be known you don't care about mental health. When you decide to dance with a body and then your fan fiction doesn't come to pass and you just drop the body, you leave a family stuck and confused as to what happened to their fucking family member. It's the shit I've been telling y'all for years, but for some reason it gets thrown to the wayside because it's not fantasy. It's not a good enough fan fiction. It's not good storytelling. It's not plot convenience. I ain't got a little bit of intrigue. There's no climax except for when I grab my cocoa butter lotion. We sat here for all this time hoping that something could come back so that a family could properly grieve and get closure, but they've been forgotten. And now, fuck forgotten, they've been used as a passing mention for another story that may or may not be the same result, where the fan fiction usurps reality and truth and motherfuckers just end up dropping Nolan Wells's body so that they can move on to the next one and do the exact same thing. I've been calling Ben Crump. I haven't heard anything from him since he said that he would get back in touch with me between Christmas and the first of the year. They would not answer the phone for anybody. Now the public's eye has moved to more recent causes. The family says that they were left waiting for answers. We're just trying to figure out. We're just trying to figure it out. We just want to know what really happened. And I'm never going to go the route of bashing a family trying to figure out what happened. This is the only thing I'll say. It may be, in the past, it was a scenario where either it's not done or it came back and they don't want to release that because that's their family member and they don't want to put that in the public's eye. Now, because the families come out and said they haven't heard a word, now I have to sit here and think to myself that it wasn't as juicy enough to put on the big screen. It wasn't a story that had enough traction at this point with an independent autopsy to bring to the 117th NAACP event. It wasn't something that you could go on all these different podcasts and talk about. It wasn't enough to create the spin, so they dropped the body. All this is just a recap of what happened to Nolan Wells. Well, wait a minute. Though the Tillmans and the Reeds are pursuing answers in Trey Reed's death separately, both find themselves in similar circumstances as the anniversary of his passing approaches. It is about to be a year. It's about to be a year since this young man has passed. Shortly after the discovery of Trey Reed's body on the campus in Cleveland, Mississippi, authorities investigating his death said that video evidence existed. There are videos. Delta State Director of Public Safety Mike Peeler said on September 17th, they're in the hands of the investigation team. Now the family has clarified that the only videos they've been shown from the morning of Trey Reed's discovery, with no surveillance footage whatsoever from the moment of his death. The conversations with Trey's family also revealed a critical piece of evidence previously undisclosed to the public. Both sides of the family stated that Trey's girlfriend at the time of his death provided investigators with suicidal text messages from him the evening before his body was found. The messages read like he was going to hang himself. Now, let's think about this. We never had any of this brought to the public's attention. I'm reading this for the first time, and I'm reading this and I'm thinking to myself, wow, so many people disrespected the concept of somebody maybe thinking about taking their life. They wanted to hide behind black men would never do this. Black people would never do this. Look at all these other examples of people being found missing and it's automatically ruled this, and then we find out something like it's something else, and now we have to believe that is the same thing with Trey Reed. You people are sick in the head. Your people are disastrously hilarious in how you dismiss so much shit so that your fan fiction could be believed. I keep saying it over and over and over again, and I'm saying it in regards to Nolan Wells, where fan fiction usurps truth to the point where these people are dedicated in creating stupider versions of events because they think if they do it enough, they're helping. No, for almost a year, you stupid motherfuckers have disrespected a young man to the point where now we got information about how his girlfriend got text messages that lead her to believe he was rather going to be taking himself out of the picture. Information that, yes, we didn't know about for a full year, but information that creates a clearer picture into what happened to this young man, that unfortunately he might have taken himself out of the picture. And that's a grim reality for a family to reconcile with. Because yes, in front of your face, you could have a family member that's all rosy cheeked, smiling, having a good time. It's behind closed doors that matters the most. It's behind closed doors that will make the most impact for somebody. Because in public, they could have on a nice little smile, but in private, they're thinking a lot of thoughts about themselves. Thoughts that are not good. Thoughts that I genuinely hope who's ever watching this can navigate in a peaceful manner that leads to them having a better life in the future. I never want to see people decide that the best option, because for whatever reason, friends, finances, family, not feeling adequate enough, I don't want anybody to think to themselves the best course of action is to peace out. I want you to navigate whatever troubles you got so that you could lead a path that is a little bit better for you, not for anybody else, but for you. And what I don't want is for, if you reach the conclusion where you think it's the greatest idea for you to peace out, I don't want people to then lie on your fucking name so that they could have the benefit of being viewed as a fucking activist when all they are is a piece of shit who don't care, who don't value you, and who would just want to use your name as a marketing ploy because they got something to fucking sell on the TikTok shop. Reminder, that stupid bastard didn't do anything in getting information about Trey Reed. He sat there and said he had sources and then went right back to selling shit on the TikTok shop. Him and various other people are pieces of shit. I'm referencing somebody for when I go in and edit this fucking video together. Don't mind me, live stream viewers. Don't fucking mind me in any regard. I'm lost in my own sauce right now. Sharon Candy Tillman confirmed that she had also seen the messages that her grandson had sent to his girlfriend threatening suicide, in addition to the messages stating that he had made a previous attempt but failed. Trey's girlfriend had told him that she would call his grandmother. She never received that call. She said he normally would send those kinds of messages to her, and she would say, just go to bed and we'll talk about it tomorrow. So we now, based on the girlfriend and the grandmother, have an understanding that Trey has a history of saying things that would get a lot of people concerned and scared, and also a failed attempt. So again, why would I believe in the fat woman who said 400 years of being a slave would lead to white people thinking that for 100 years they could celebrate by taking a random black kid's organs? Cool. All right. Okay. Okay. The death of Trey Reed inspired a maelstrom.
This is Democracy Manifest.
Turn it off. The death of Trey Reed inspired a maelstrom of speculation and outright misinformation, but no claim has loomed over the investigation more persistently than the idea that Reed was the victim of blunt force trauma prior to his death, an assertion that, if proven, would upend the entire investigation and contradict the findings of the coroner and the Office of Mississippi's Chief Medical Examiner, Dr. Stacey Turner. That rumor was tied to the second autopsy performed by Dr. Matthias Okoye, I probably butchered that, an independent forensic pathologist. Now the origin of that rumor is clear. The closest the family got to learning the results of the second autopsy came in early October 2025 when the family says Okoye conducted a Zoom meeting to share preliminary findings, not his final determination, as to the manner of cause of death in Trey Reed's case. Shania Tillman, Candy's niece and close advocate in the aftermath of Trey Reed's death, remembers the call. In it, Okoye discussed his analysis of some form of injury to Trey Reed's neck. His conclusion was that he could not tell at the moment because he was missing some key evidence. Sophia Reed also calls the meeting with Okoye and told the reporter that the forensic examiner had indicated that the presence of trauma to her son's neck and head, as well as some form of bruising on his buttocks, but wasn't prepared to finalize the results without reconstructing the whole scene. In addition to the belt, she said that the state medical examiner also retained parts of Trey's neck that Okoye needed for a final determination. So it seems like, based on this, we have a track record of the Mississippi medical examiners holding parts of the neck so that they could go through their process. Now, standard procedures, possibly, but if you have individuals going in and wanting to investigate and do independent autopsies, it would be a good idea to get that second opinion. You could scoff at it all you want, but if we're going to possibly have the same result both ways, you got to give up both pieces of information all across the board. Though the meeting was sometime in the past, Candy said that what Okoye was missing was the belt belonging to Trey, used in the hanging. The grandmother said that without it, Okoye could not confirm whether or not a specific injury to Trey's neck had been caused by the buckle of that belt. The family had hoped to get more conclusive answers once the independent autopsy was finalized, but after that meeting, the autopsy simply faded from the public view. Neither Sophia Reed nor Candy Tillman ever heard directly from Okoye again. The Tillman family said that they felt disrespected by Ben Crump's law firm office. Let me try that again. The Tillman family said that they felt disrespected by Ben Crump's law office from early in the process. Crump's team assigned them a Memphis-based lawyer as a liaison. Conversations and trying to get information was very hard. He would either not text back or not call us back, and we would have to call 4, 5, 6, 7 to 10 times for him to call back. He would promise us an answer 1 week, and a week would go by, and we still wouldn't have an answer. So we're back playing Chase the lawyer again. And before long, in the eyes of the family, Crump had simply moved on to the next high-profile case. Weeks passed, then months. The 1st January this year was the last the Tillmans said that they had heard from Crump. No matter how often they called, Candy said, they can't get so much as a response. Crump has since taken on multiple high-profile cases in Mississippi, including the police shooting of an infant, Cohen Wiley, in Senatobia, and the death of Nolan Wells, as we mentioned earlier, announcing the preliminary results for each within weeks in regards to those independent autopsies. So it's been extremely difficult. And it also feels like we got pushed to the side once another big case came in, and that's really unfortunate. We just want the truth, whatever that looks like, and we're not trying to cause any trouble or division. We just want answers so that we could properly grieve as a family. Candy Tillman last heard from Okoye's office over a month ago, but did not receive the autopsy, and has heard nothing since. On July 30th, after repeated attempts from the Mississippi Free Press to contact Trump's team, Candy said that she was able to reach the liaison, who promised updates in the coming weeks. For the families, the reason for withholding the final results of the independent autopsy is unimportant. The long silence has left them with an open wound, the last measure of effort to investigate the death of a son, a grandson, and a cousin. But remarkably, the Tillmans said that their understanding is that the final determination from the Cleveland Police Department is also awaiting the second autopsy, perhaps the last remaining piece needed to close this case. The Cleveland Police Department did not respond, blah, blah, blah. The Mississippi Free Press has repeatedly reached out to all parties involved in the second autopsy of Trey Reed. This reporter first contacted the law offices of Ben Crump via email in October of 2025, April of 2026, and July of 2026. The Mississippi Free Press also made phone calls to Crump's office directly, requesting any possible information on the second autopsy of Trey Reed on behalf of the family, and contacted Colin Kaepernick's foundation in May, June, and July of this year with the same request, and neither party responded to any attempts. Earlier this week, the Mississippi Free Press was able to speak with a representative from the office of Dr. Matthias Okoye. Earlier this week, the Mississippi Free Press was able to speak with a representative from the office of Dr. Okoye, the independent forensic pathologist who personally performed the second autopsy. The conversation was short. The representative first declined to connect the Mississippi Free Press with Okoye for an interview. When this reporter offered to connect the family of Trey Reed directly with Okoye's office without any need for an interview, the representative declined again. When informed that the family could not reach their legal representative, the representative said that they should speak with the cooperation which handles these. Jesus, I'm quartering out right now. When informed that the family could not reach their legal representation, the representative said that they should speak to the corporation which handles the second autopsies. So, throwing it back on Colin Kaepernick. When asked if he was referring to Colin Kaepernick's initiative, the representative When asked if he was referring to Kaepernick's initiative on the autopsies, the representative hurriedly ended the call without answering. Do y'all see like how ass backwards this is? Like, this is ungodly ass backwards to me. No matter the outcome of the investigation, Candy Tillman mourns the loss of her grandson every day. She remembers both his humility and his humor. A quiet, intelligent young man, wickedly funny, and a sweet, personal in equal measure. He had called me earlier that day around 6 p.m. We just had a good conversation. He was in a good mood. He was saying, well, I got to write a paper. I'd written a paper, but they sent it back because it used a little AI. And we laughed, and I was like, you can't do that. We laughed about it. I was telling him that his sister was coming to spend the weekend with me that following weekend. He said, well, I'm going to come home, and we're all going to stay at your house. And grandma was apparently okay with that. And as you go through the end of this article, you're seeing a grieving parent, or grandparent rather, mourning the loss of her grandson. And that is the key. a family left confused. Throughout that entire article, you get the gimmick that they've essentially, in their eyes, been left hung and dry. They've been abandoned by a guy who swooped in and said that they would help him, by a bunch of advocates who came in and did all these stupid ass interviews with Willie D. Live. They sat outside the university and promoted their own organizations and other rallies where they could go in and have fun and talk about all these other things while a family grieved. They left these people with no questions answered and left them wondering what the fuck happened. And it's uncomfortable to say it, but it may have to be said that even if we go through a process of putting pressure on Ben Crump and Colin Kaepernick and this coroner to get all this information, it may come back as the unfortunate this young man, via this second autopsy, took his own life. And it'll be an uncomfortable conversation for that family to have, but they need it in order to grieve. But they can't have it because they fucking playing telephone with Ben Crump and the rest of these stupid fucks who lied to them and wasted their time and had them dragging their feet wondering if they ever gonna call back. And you can't dismiss it as anything other than a shallow circumstance where it seems like the story wasn't juicy enough to continue profiting off of. Because that's how it comes across. And it ain't me bothering to speculate. It's a family pointing out that for almost come next month will be a year where their family member has been dead and they ain't got no fucking answers. They've been left to dry. They've been left without any semblance of an answer. And it ain't my fault. It ain't the evil Klan's fault. It ain't the white people praising the mayonnaise's fault. It's Ben Crump's fault. It's Colin Kaepernick's fault. It's apparently this pathologist's fault, Okoye. These people whose job was to get this family answers haven't done a good job in properly communicating with them. And that's my unique fear with this Nolan Wells story. As it goes on and it gets dumber and these people create more and more stories, you're going to find out eventually the truth. And as I stated with Trey Reed, I'm going to state with Nolan Wells. If you end up being right, congratulations, golf clap. But if you're wrong, you have not only wasted people's time, but you've disastrously disrespected a family in their process to grieve and get information. And in regards to Trey Reed, you've dismissed mental health. You've dismissed the mental health of a black man, all because you would rather have racial fan fiction mean so much more than us coming together to talk about better ways to help people in their mental health. And if that ends up being the case, and here it looks like it is in regards to Trey Reed, fuck you people. You are all evil pieces of shit. We needed a little bit of a breather on that one. We started talking about mental health. We needed a breather on that one. We needed a breather. We needed a breather. We needed a breather. We needed a breather. We needed a small breather. we need like a smidge of bit of a breather. I'm sorry, but we did. What did I miss? We talked about Spider-Man, so you're probably glad you missed that one. We watched TheQuartering. We had a brief intermission to talk about Officer Tatum thinking that a cop was punished because they were white. And we just talked about Trey Reed. That's it. I'd argue you didn't miss much. I'd make the subtle argument you didn't miss too much. Might have missed a little something, but not too much of something. Might have missed a little something. Will we be talking about Birdman next or Nolan Wells? Well, you kind of hit the head with the two options, didn't you? Because Nolan Wells is next. No. I thought about making these 2 separate videos, but I said, you know what? There's no point in doing that. It could all just be one big one because it all plays into the same thing. Fan fiction getting stupider. Now, this first one I missed in the initial fanfare in the second week of talking about Nolan Wells and how all this fan fiction is getting ridiculous, but people have decided that they've connected the dots on Nolan Wells because his last name is Wells, you see. And apparently, if you listen to the stupid people, he's related to the civil rights activist Ida B. Wells. What's the source? Nothing other than they got the same last name. You know, in some circumstances, maybe that could be the case. And, you know, we could sit there and say, maybe. But when the great granddaughter comes out and shuts that down, it's probably a great fucking indication for people to not just blatantly say shit on social media. I have been contacted by untold number of people asking for verification that Nolan Wells is related to my great grandmother Ida B. Wells. Apparently, there have been some posts connecting the two, including some who claim to be family members. All I could say is that no one in my family tree who I know are familiar with the people making these claims. So if we are related, we are unaware of it. If Nolan Wells has any connection to Ida B. Wells, born 164 years ago, it would have been through her father, who was only child born in the 1840s, or her brothers. However, based on my research, none of her brothers had descendants named Wells that lived past 1960. As many of you know, Ida B. Wells married Ferdinand Barnett, hyphenating her name to Wells Barnett. They had 4 children whose last names were Barnett. My grandmother, Alfreda Barnett, was their youngest daughter. She married a man named Benjamin Duster. All of these are great names. Hence, most of my generation have the last name Duster or Farrell through my father's sister, who changed her name when married. I truly hope that the family of Nolan Wells gets justice, but nothing can take away their pain. This is a tragedy of epic proportions, and I only hope that people do not take advantage of their loss. Well, granddaughter of Ida B. Wells, I don't know how to break it to you, but a lot of people have taken advantage of that young man dying. And even on a small scale, trying to tie this young man to a civil rights activist because you need a stronger reason to create your fan fiction on a racial aspect is the reason why we as a society are getting dumber by the day. But to kick it up a notch just a little bit, because that's primarily small potatoes in terms of the fan fiction getting stupider. We have people openly threatening the family of people who were with Nolan Wells that day, thinking that somehow that's going to lead us to the promised land. A man is facing up to 5 years in prison after allegedly sending death threats to Judge Ashley Cole on Facebook. Joseph Alfredo Vasquez Dumarce, terrible name, according to the Sacramento Bee, is in police custody on federal charges. Her husband, Dr. Benjamin Hudson, recently offered a $50,000 reward for details leading to an arrest in Nolan Wells' death investigation. He doubled down on getting death threats. His son and Ashley's stepson, Warren Hudson, traveled with Nolan to Horn Island on July 4th. This is not going to avenge Nolan Wells. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you all have this idea in your mind that this is not going to avenge Nolan Wells. This is just fucking stupid. That's all that this is. That's all that this is ever. This is just fucking stupid. You can't fucking, I don't care how much you think these people got something to do with it. You can't openly threaten the life of these people and their families. They're going to find you. They're going to find you. They're going to find you. Angel, I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like I didn't do it. The medical examiner's autopsy for Nolan Wells is done. It's now in the hands of the district attorney, which is then probably gonna get passed off to the grand jury. That's how that process is gonna go. Could they potentially say fuck it and announce the results tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, before they give it to the fucking grand jury? Possibly. But if they go by standard protocol, that shit's going to be under lock and key with the DA. Maybe they're going to let the family know something. and then give it to the grand jury? Did you see the Diddy news? The only thing I saw about Diddy is that apparently he's getting out in 2028. I keep seeing that. But no, you cannot, you absolutely 100% can fucking not, you cannot to threaten somebody's life in a quest to get answers. I think they'll wait for the toxicology results. I want to assume that those are also about to be done, if they're not already done and they're compiled with the medical examiner's autopsy report. Because it's just like, at some point we got to get to the fucking conclusion. And I think I'm saying it like I'm impatient, and it's primarily because of these fucking TikTokers, bro. These fucking TikTokers just they just make this shit worse. I want to know if something nefarious happened to this dude, because right now it's still up in the fucking air. But oh my God, these motherfuckers make any fucking story seem believable. And the problem is none of them are. I still want these two bitches to apologize for saying that his face was burned. Sometimes I wish TikTok was banned. Oh, you know someone is going to say they've seen the results? Oh, it's already happened. That happened before today. That's been happening before that. You got Officer Tatum claiming that this dude was on drugs. I think somebody mentioned cocaine. It's just like, bro, nobody, what side of the spectrum you on this fucking thing, bro, nobody knows anything. Nobody outside knows anything. The family will eventually get the information. They will. But outside of them, bro, we know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. And in regards to you wishing that TikTok was banned, I don't know why there are people that convince themselves that TikTok is the only hell space. TikTok is not the only hell space. Twitter had to be sued to remove child porn, and I will continue to let you motherfuckers know that. If you as a company have to be sued to remove child porn, you're not a good social media platform. I'm sorry. But am I interested in this Birdman shit? Like, am I? You know what? Harmful opinions has never steered me wrong. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. I was about to sit here and say fuck y'all and disappear. But the video is 7 minutes. Can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. The Birdman is a nothing burger? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Let old Leon find out for himself.
First off, credit to Future Nightmares for tipping me off there might be something to look for, as well as providing me access to the server and an archive of the server. Hello, Birdman. You're not familiar with me, but I am unfortunately growing more and more familiar with you. And I would have asked you about this first, but you already have me blocked on Twitter, so I imagine you don't want me to contact you. I believe that everyone makes mistakes, and especially with the passage of time, people can learn and grow. However, if we look at that like a little timer, the space for growth, if someone defends past mistakes, or perhaps things that weren't actually mistakes, and especially if they lie about those past mistakes, in my eyes, that timer sort of resets.
Famous last words, Leon. Hey, fuck, if I'm dedicated, I'm dedicated. I could have just turned the stream off.
Back to zero. Future Nightmares made a video or two about the Birdman, and one of them covers something that was going on in his Discord server. I'm going to be honest, it was kind of a mid-attack. But Birdman, you like fighting games. In Tekken, what happens when you try to duck a mid-attack? In defending himself against Future Nightmares' claims, the Birdman has told an insane lie. Well, to be fair, he said a lot of stuff that's true, but the most important parts are lies. And the things he said that are true mean he must know he's lying. Let's go over it real quick. He's talking about his Discord server, and its start.
As you can see, when I announced the server, I got 10 likes, and that was
exposing the grift, the lies told about the... What is this? And what is this in reference? Am I missing key details?
It's about the same amount of people who initially joined that server.
Yep, sure, he'd go on to promote it in various videos, but especially at first it was not very big. It would seem a little bit more than literally 10 within a day, but not massive.
My point is, at the point in which I created the server, I was a tiny creator with a tiny audience, but...
Guess that's relative and depends on perspective, but sure enough, fine, I'll grant you that.
We were somewhat close-knit, being a smaller community.
This seems true, and remember this, because this is actually quite bad for the Birdman.
Back then, I basically knew everyone in my server, as these were the hardcore fans I'd gained up to that point.
Again, yes, he certainly knew them. Some of them apparently pretty darn well.
These were people I spoke to all the time on my channel and on Twitter, some of whom whom were my actual real-life friends.
Again, all right, fine, I believe him.
Needless to say, these people were all adults.
And that's where I'm going to have to stop you, Birdman. He then covers what Future Nightmares brought up, which was a pretty weak attack. It was Birdman mentioning a hentai site in the presence of minors, in a server that acknowledges the presence of minors. Well, he likely knew there were minors. Okay, there's more to it than that, but I'd like to show you what he put on screen. My server/content isn't even for minors, even though that
Server/content, there's literally an anime for every human being on earth. It encompasses a wide swath of genres. So to outright say you don't like anime is to say you don't like the art medium. Gay people don't like anime, and it's perfectly fine. If you liked Blade Runner, watch Ghost in the Shell. If you like action, watch Dragon Ball. If you like porn, hentai. Okay.
That's the case. We have rules in place.
I'm sorry, everybody, but there are people who don't want to watch anime. It's perfectly fine. Their reasons are their reasons. It doesn't have to be valid to you. It just has to be valid to them.
It's just in case. Wonderful. Acknowledges that minors can get in. It's not really for them, but you acknowledge they can get in and they might look at it. So you have rules in place to protect them. Cool. Well, not just you. Your mods protect them, yeah? One question, Birdman. How old were your mods? Or let me be more specific. How old was the very first person you appointed as a mod? Let's take a look at that. We can go back to the start of the server and see people starting to join. Someone called Aluminum says, hello everyone, and Birdman says, sup brethren. 9 minutes later, Birdman says to Aluminium, I know you wanted to be a mod, Ali, so I'm going to grant you that permission. And Aluminum says, thanks, Birdman. A couple minutes later, a user who goes by Howler's Moon asks how mods are being appointed, and Birdman explains that he is appointing people he's spoken to a lot. Like Birdman said, it was very tight-knit. These are people he knows very well. Back to my question. How old was this Ali fellow that Birdman knew very well, had spoken to a lot, and decided to appoint as a mod into a server that supposedly isn't meant for minors? Go ahead, take a guess. 3, 2...
Since this is since this is seemingly the topic of the video, I'm gonna go. I'm guessing underage. I'm guessing Angel says 15. Deep Fry says 14. Fuck it. I'm gonna live on the wild side. I'm gonna say 13.
1, 15.
Damn it.
Just kidding. This message is from a year later. They were 14.
These were people I
I was closer.
spoke to all the time on my channel and on Twitter, some of whom were my actual real-life friends. Needless to say, these people were all adults.
To be fair, some of them were adults. A few months later, the Birdman made a user who goes by Pericles a mod. Congratulations on becoming a moderator, Pericles. The decision was made solely by me. I didn't consult with other mods. This Pericles fellow was 32 years old. Allow me to show you the interaction where I learned that. On September 14th, 2019, Aluminum's 15th birthday, he says, I thought the server got raided while I was taking a shower. Pericles responds, Ali is underage. Ali is underage. Ali is underage. So, how was that shower? Then lets everyone know he's 32.
We need to kill him.
Get him out. 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 Get him the fuck out.
And shares a gif of the pedophile from Family Guy. Very funny joke. I'd suggest maybe not actually involving a 15-year-old on the internet next time, though. Anyway, point is, it was well known that there was a kid moderating the server, and we can see a mod who got relatively close to Birdman, a story I won't share today, directly acknowledging it. It wasn't exactly hidden, and Birdman said he knew the people there very, very well. So, to hammer this in and be crystal clear, just like to remind you again that Aluminum, I think was the first person to speak aside from Birdman on the server, was made a mod within minutes of joining, was not modded simply because of his Patreon contribution, as it appears some people eventually were, because he didn't pledge, was well known in that server to have been the age he was well known to Birdman prior to the creation of that server, based on Birdman's statement in his recent video, and based on Birdman's statement in the server at the time. And today, Birdman says,
needless to say, these people were all adults.
We know that you...
Well, that's not true. That's not good.
You definitely know that's not true. Part of your defense is emphasizing how well you knew everyone who joined early. And this is the first person you made a mod, based in part on having already talked to them about this before you even made the server. And something I must point out in case Birdman tries to claim his memory of the start of the server is actually fuzzy.
4 days after I created my server, the chatters and I...
What he says here doesn't matter. What matters is what was on screen. That screen cap is not in the video accusing him of stuff, and it's from a few days after the start of the server. So you took that screen cap, right, Birdman? You went back and refreshed your memory, and then said what you said in the video. What's going on, big guy?
These were people I spoke to all the time on my channel and on Twitter, some of whom were my actual real-life friends. Needless to say, these people were all adults.
Why did you tell this lie? That we know you double-checked is untrue. And why, when talking about this time period especially, did you put on screen that your server's not for minors, and not mention that a minor was moderating it?
See, I'm not about to fucking sit here. Don't ever... It's bad enough that I have Discord. Now I might have to leave K-Huck server just to keep myself safe. I don't want to wake up one day and somebody in there trying to fuck on some child.
It's so weird because it could have just been dodged. You absolutely did not have to make any concrete claim about the presence of minors at all. You could have just focused on it being fine if there were. Instead, you went all in on, I knew these people, we were close-knit, I was very familiar, all of them were adults at the start. Like, you didn't even decide to say, you didn't know. Pisses me off, and I'd love to hear an explanation. Like, especially considering we know you've gone back and looked and taken screenshots from the start of the server, your lies are outrageous. You say in this new video,
I created my Discord in December of 2018. I didn't really know what it was. It was something people had been asking me to create for a while, and
your second post in this Discord after you opened it up was telling people that you already used Discord and had one for something else.
I didn't really know what it was.
What are you playing at, mate? Oh, and if there's anything else weird that you definitely know about, you should come clean about it now.
Oh, peanut streaming. I didn't press that! Fuck you, YouTube.
First off, credit the future nightmares for tipping me off them.
Why are you playing the video again? Leon has a server. I mean, I did. And then I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just deleted it. And then the next fucking day, I had people asking me, "What happened? What happened to the Discord server? What did?" And I blame Gothix for that because Gothix lied to all these motherfuckers about her own Discord server. And so these fucks believe that my server also got taken down. Oh fuck. That I ain't gonna lie. Funny time to be alive. All right, let's watch the second one.
In a Reddit post, YouTuber The Birdman has responded to my previous upload. He did not take the opportunity to open up about what he must know I've found, and so we'll only be going over this very quickly before moving on to that. He essentially decided to say that when he claimed that all the people who joined his server at the start were known to him, and they were all adults, he was speaking in generalities, and he wasn't lying when he said they were all adults, because he always makes sure he doesn't know if they are or not. Alright man, I'm not even going to bother getting into that one. He does mention that the mod he appointed when they were 14 once asked him if he knew his age. I'd like to suggest if you got someone you put into a mod position asking you, hey, do you know how old I am? Should probably be a little bit of an uh-oh moment. But it doesn't matter because Birdman moves on.
Is this on 2x speed? It's on 1.5. Skelly, I thought we were going to stream together. You let your polyamorous relationship fuck our friendship up again, huh?
On to talk about his position on minors as mods in general. To the Birdman on Discord, age is a number. Like, actually, for real, that's what he said. Age is a number. He doesn't care how old you are if you want to be a mod.
Huh? But I don't and still don't care how old one is if I appoint them to mod status. Age is a number. It's like I'm going to do one attempt at devil's advocate and then I'm going to immediately shut it down. He probably means this in the realm of, oh, you could be 15 and be a mod in a server. The problem is exactly what the fuck we saw in the last video, where somebody is making jokes wanting to hear about the experience the 15-year-old had in the shower. That's the fucking problem. So while you can say age is a number, everyone else would look at that and say, oh, well, fucking yikes, my guy.
So long as you do the job well. I feel there's something a little bit whack about having rules in place specifically to protect underage users that will be carefully monitored and enforced by underage mods. Is that not nuts? Am I going crazy? Why the hell would anyone say this ever? He also says, aside from policing content, he leaves it up to the mods to police the other mods, which will come up later, and that he's rarely in there, which is true from like 2023 onwards, but wasn't really about the time period we were talking about. Shout out to Jenny Matrix for the very nice Discord rip she took that allows analysis like this, and I've been told that she may be able to do stuff like this for you for a price. So anyway, yeah, age is a number. As long as they're mature enough, they're mod material. He ends by pointing out that I have dropped N-bombs on Twitter. That's true, especially in 2015, 2016. You want to know something I haven't done though? I have never run cover for someone who currently moderates my Reddit and used to moderate my Discord when they got caught creeping on minors over the course of years. You have almost certainly never heard even the slightest whisper of this story, even if you're involved in Birdman's community, and there is a reason for that. The mod in question would ban and wipe people who noticed and called it out. In 2022.
So, wait a fucking minute. So when people find out that there's a fucking Discord server where minors are supposed to be kept safe, but they see that there's a minor in here and there's probably some shit being said that would be a problem for a minor to see, they get banned by said minor. What a twisted look at fucking reality.
It was
Reality is often twisted in ways that don't make a lick of fucking sense.
Another mod on the Discord that noticed this happening and called him out. This mod couldn't ban him, and the Birdman himself ended up getting involved. He ended up intervening. And what was the Birdman's solution? Well, he made any mention of this mod's behavior a perma-bannable offense that he promised to enforce himself personally. Well, was that after getting rid of this guy? No, he can be seen still posting 5 days afterwards. And I personally got in touch with him, and he said to me the Birdman had no problem with him. He never got in any trouble. He just had a lot going on in his life at that point, and he didn't need the stress of people saying things about him. So he dipped. This is what we're going to talk about today. The mod in question is Pericles 8th. In 2019, he was handpicked by the Birdman to become a mod, and they were relatively close. Pericles has talked about DMing with the Birdman to update the Birdman about his cancer. The guy was apparently very sick, and Birdman felt for him. That's lovely. The Birdman would worry about him when he wasn't active on Twitter, and was super glad to hear that his cancer ended up in remission. Awesome. Screw cancer, obviously. However, Pericles was not just le wholesome cancer man. I've shown you one example of him as a man in his 30s being a bit weird with someone he knew was 15 at the time, the underage mod, Aluminum. But from the start of 2019 to the end of 2020, he could be characterized as a sort of child-seeking missile. One he took special interest in was this person who now goes by Ori. Now he at one point said he was a preteen, but at other points said he was older. And whenever ages are mentioned, it seems like this Pericles guy is just on it. Like, check this out from 2019. A handful of people, including Aluminum and Ori, talking about their ages. And Pericles drops by to make a drive-by comment. I see a lot of underage sex in this channel. It's not really clear what he means by this, and it's not explained. Maybe messages were deleted at some point. Let's jump back though and go to the start. Pericles' interest in Ori started a week or two before he was made a mod. And it seems fine, I guess, or maybe even good at first. 3rd of April 2019, Ori, who then went by a different name, talks about suicidal feelings. Pericles invites him to talk privately, and Birdman offers to be his new family.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no.
Off the back of that offer, Ori says that his dad beat him when he was 4 to 6 years old. Pericles asks his age and he says 15. Pericles asks if he still lives with his parents and he says no. So far, a little bit prying, but trying to give help or advice. Pericles emphasizes that he's in his 30s, he's been through a lot, things can get better. Great. A few days later, Ori talks about being depressed and says he's going to be off for a few days. Pericles asks him to get in touch and check in when he can, either here or in DMs. Over time, Pericles is made a mod, and he and Ori become more and more familiar. Pericles starts engaging with Ori's content on YouTube. Doesn't appear to be around anymore. I don't know what the touching you comment is. Maybe the Darkness song was in it. Fine. Okay. But the time is ticking. This 15-year-old who was originally offered private support and mentorship is getting closer and closer to 18. Our boy Pericles was playing the long game, but he couldn't quite wait. He's been cultivating a bond over years and he wants his harvest. If we jump forward a year and some change, we can find Ori announcing his 17th birthday. We can see Pericles saying sup, and Ori says, "It's my birthday, boys. I'm 17.
Happy birthday.
Pericles responds by saying, "I can't wait till next year, because then, when I say that you're sexy as fuck, it won't be as weird."
We need to kill him. We need to get him out of here. He's unstable.
You, as the fucking guy who runs this Discord server, shut it down. Birdman, shut it down. I don't give a fuck if they ain't dead now. Shut it down.
Then he would have been a couple years younger than I am now. I'm 34. I'm putting myself in those shoes. No, I don't think so, bro. Swooping in, helping this teenager. Oh, I know how the world is. It gets better. Let me teach you. Couple years down the pipe. Can't wait till you're 18. No, I don't think so, bro. They're surprised to learn that he's not straight, and he explains that he's bisexual. Now, his activity on the server goes off a cliff for a really long time after this. Jump forward to February 2022. His activity spikes for 1 month. He posts over 1,000 messages. Now, there's other weird stuff, but what he was doing with Ori is what people pegged, and when he popped his head up again in 2022, he got hit with it. That's why I'm focusing on this one. And when it comes up, we get to witness an almighty crash out. Now, before the point I'm jumping into the crash out from, it seems like stuff's missing. Like stuff may have been deleted, may have been connected to bans. So we're going to hop in from where it seems like there wasn't any disruption at all. Pericles, who went by Not a Sausage Sith at that time, poked at someone for saying something about a minor. That user clapped back with a screen cap of some of Pericles' weird...
Wait. He's a minor, bro. You might want to reconsider that option. Can't wait till...
We need to kill him. We need to get him out of here. He's unstable.
Because then when I say...
behavior with minors from the last time he was active in the server. It's a joke. Cope, says Pericles. KB responds, "You can't joke about that." Pericles says, "I can joke about that." Cope. "I'm mostly just going to be reading this, but I have to say I disagree. It is not merely a joke, it is flirting." Strange guy, wallahi, says KB. And Pericles defends himself with the rules. You may be exposed to ideas or jokes that make you uncomfortable. Hey man, there's a disclaimer. Any teens that come in here have signed up for me to be weird.
Hey everybody. This server, we make sure minors are safe here. You may run into politics and opinions you don't agree with. And I make this joke about this fuck. I can't even say that shit. This is like, bro, y'all gotta stop with this shit.
Hell with them. Does asking 15-year-olds about their showers make you uncomfortable, libtard? He then shares another part of the rule.
Huh?
Teens that come in here have signed up for me to be weird as hell with them. Does asking 15...
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was on the message. I saw it for like half a second. I thought I was about to hear.
Rules about their showers make you uncomfortable, libtard. He then shares another part of the rules to suggest that no, Everyone else is breaking the rules. KB says he crossed a line. I would agree, especially as a moderator. Pericles responds, it wasn't pedophilia, bro. KB says that's not a joke. Yeah, it was lighthearted, but flirting often is. No, you both are crossing a line right now, says Pericles. KB asks how. Pericles responds with a snippet of the rules, explaining that everyone must obey the mods. Read that one carefully, then ask me about a joke again. Read the rules. I said I can't wait till he's an adult. I said I can't wait till he's an adult. Adults aren't kids, adults aren't pedophilia. Cope, you are all breaking rule 4, and mob mentality, and arguments. You are all breaking rule 5. KB responds, I don't...
What type of fucking Discord server? What type of fucking Discord server has a rule called mob mentality? Y'all niggas is gay!
Give a fuck, calling out a pedo is fine. Pericles says, saying I can't wait till you're an adult as a joke is not pedophilia. Cope. I'll give him a point, technically that's the wrong term, but bro was obviously waiting and watching to ramp things up with this person he first met as a more vulnerable, younger individual. It's an inappropriate joke, says KB. That's too far in the other direction. It's a guy in his 30s who mods this YouTuber's Discord, flirting with a 17-year-old. Is he a pedo? I don't know. Is he a creep? Hell yeah. KB says stop spamming the rules because everyone knows them. Pericles says so follow them already. KB says, and a joke that is tied with something illegal. Pericles says it is not illegal to cuddle with adults. Cope, learn how to read. The deleted user says okay, fine. Pericles says learn what a joke is, learn what humor is, follow the rules. KB says, joking about pedophilia, thumbs up. Your jokes are so funny. Deleted user says the flark did I miss. KB shares the cap. Deleted user says joking about pedophilia. KB explains he was saying it to an underage person and he's 34. Deleted user asks if it's a James Gunn situation. Nah, but this isn't an edgy joke, says KB. This was just weird. Furthermore, he banned those people. Deleted user says he banned Rarely Cold, he's still here. KB says nah, but banned Harrison and Mel, I think. Deleted asks he banned Harrison. KB says yep. Pericles says breaking the rules multiple times. KB says I know you might not care, but I do. All of them received multiple warnings. All of them disregarded them. All of them received a 24-hour ban. Follow the rules. Deleted says oh thank God, I thought you meant permaban. Pericles says you've broken so many rules today it's not even funny. KB says you've broken the law, bro, I don't want to hear it. Pericles retorts, I've not broken the law. Go read the law and get back to me. Keep slandering me. Keep it up. Keep slandering me. Keep it up. KB says keep banning people for saying you made an inappropriate joke. Pericles says my attorneys will anxiously wait to hear about this, my guy. KB says what rule did they break? A rule about arguments between users and a rule about mob mentality. You're not allowed to think I'm a creep. Sorry. Banned. KB says this is different. Pericles says catch up, read along. KB says they're calling you out on making an inappropriate joke. Deleted says man, you're only exacerbating the issue. Let it go. KB says they're not ganging up on you for fun. Pericles says your opinion that it's inappropriate. Your opinion. Deleted user says it was over a year ago. Pericles says mob mentality. KB says no, this is out of order. And Pericles repeats, I listed the rules they broke. Read, read, read. Learn how to fucking read, please. I can't be bothered, says KB. Deleted user says maybe you should just step away.
What? I agree. Like, what's with the need to double down on this shit? Like, it's weird. Put it off, and it's just like you don't need to go back and forth with the motherfucker. Just acknowledge that, all right, this fucking joke might have been too fucking far, and keep it fucking pushing.
For a bit. KB says argue with your...
Like, I kind of do hate both of these people, too.
Self, bro, I'm gone. Deleted user says, you're exacerbating the disorder, whatever it was caused by. Pericles says, bye, come back when you can read. Deleted says, don't ban him. And Pericles explains, I can't ban another mod. It's against the rules, which he never read. Deleted says, then how do you deal with an unruly mod? The answer, of course, as KB points out, is that Birdman deals with it. Deleted says, I wish he could mod me. Otherwise, I'd call him in to deal with this himself. Yep, he did, says KB. Yes, says deleted user. A bunch of rule breakers being banned, XD, says Pericles. Deleted user says, censor, and there's a...
Can we get to the possible fucking point? Like, all right, we get it. We're reading through this, and we've gotten this pattern recognition.
I'm doing it if no one has any objections. Pericles says, and the other mod is breaking the rules of being a moderator here. This is all logged. Move on. Do it. And Birdman is summoned. KB says, no, we're not moving on from this. It's completely out of order. I'd like to just say that from this, I know that KB is 100% from the UK. Pericles drops in with more rules. You are violating number 4. You are violating the guidelines of being a moderator. Omni received a 24-hour ban. That's enough rule breaking from you today. Ledge says, all manner of pandemonium happened today. Jesus. Pericles says, lol. And Birdman arrives to suggest permabanning guess who. Pep asks WTF happened. And it's after this that Birdman gives his final judgment. Let's say he had no idea before. He's now learned that he has a mod in a server that may not be geared towards, but allows minors, and allows them to openly be minors. And he now knows he has a mod who will say stuff like he's seen to them. He may not have recognized the attempt to build a bond over those years, but he knows about the weird sexual comment. What does he say? 4 minutes after his last message, he says, alright, I've cleared up the issue here. Unbanned Mel and Harrison. Cool. That discussion regarding sausages joke is dead. Don't bring it up. Leave it alone. It's been handled. I will have anyone regurgitating this permabanned, as in I will do it myself. Harmony, please. And Pericles can be seen active in there for a few more days, until he claims he just decided not to use it anymore. Perhaps he's lying. I'd love to know if he was banned. I see he's not a mod in the Discord anymore,
but I think it would be better if we could just, like, intertwine this. You don't come in and just ban all these motherfuckers. Especially the one who's joking about wanting to call a fucking kid sexy.
He claims you had no problem with him at all. And I'm going to make a suggestion. I know Birdman said today that age is just a number. I'm going to suggest...
Jesus Christ, I didn't want to hear that again. All right. I didn't want to hear that again. 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 This is fucking... Birdman's in the same category as Leaflet. Now, as long as Birdman doesn't come out and be like, oh, it's just a bunch of people trying to cancel me. Like, please don't do that. Please don't do the leaflet response. Just acknowledge you fucked up and go on from there. Do that, and everything should be squared enough. Oh no. The dreaded comments are turned off. Oh no. Well, let's see.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Let's Talk, the series.
I'm curious. Think the post-credit scene, best Spider-Man. I'm sorry, brother, you get a like from me, but I disagree on that suit. It looks superficial. It looks too superficial, perfect. Oh, I don't think this is really too much of anything. Lost my interest in comic books now. Oh, it seems like not too many people care. Subscribers only mode? Oh, I didn't even see that. No. No. Well, there's a likelihood that some of these comments might have been shut down. Well, never knew that was a thing. That's more of a recent thing. I'd say in the past 2 months, that's become a thing. He also deletes comments. So do I. Well, strike it from the record books, boys. I also do it. Well, goodbye, YouTube.